Child sexual molestation is a rife vice within the society. Children are molested everywhere in the society, community, school, and even right at home. So what happens when a child is sexually abused by a person whom she trusts and operates within her daily circles? Join us today as we go behind the scenes to unpack the shame, the fear, and the long-term psychosocial and physical effects of such trauma on a child.
Opportunity of being a child was taken away from me.
Did it occur to you that he was molesting you, abusing you sexually?
Not really. It did not. I didn't even know the name of what he was doing to me. I knew it as tabia mbaya.
Oh, you knew it was tabia mbaya? At a tender age of 8 years, something happened to her that would turn her whole world around. Sheila Akinyi was sexually abused by a man she knew, trusted, and called uncle.
The perpetrator was a family friend. If I was to meet you today and I'm with him, I would introduce him as uncle.
My name is Joanne R, and this is the Joanne R Show.
Join and share this moment of truth and laughter. It's all for mix. Join and share this moment. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. For the Joanne R Show.
Hello. Hi, Sheila. Nice to have you. Nice to have you on set.
Thank you.
Have a seat now.
Thanks.
I'm really happy to see you.
Thank you.
Take us a little bit back into your childhood. How was your childhood like?
I normally say I didn't really have a life. Like I didn't really have a childhood, unfortunately. But growing up, let's rephrase it to growing up. I think I was very close to my dad. Not so close to my mom. Though right now I think I'm the closest child to my mother.
Also, things shifted probably in adulthood?
Yeah. I didn't really have a childhood because that opportunity of being a child was taken away from me.
So what would you attribute to making your childhood not the happiest? What is it that robbed you of your childhood?
Sexual violence. Yes. I was sexually abused. Or is it sexually violated?
Yes, all of that.
Yeah, by a close family friend. And it was continuous. It was not like a one-time thing. He kept doing it and doing it.
We're looking at how many months or years?
Yes. I was in class 3. And it went on to class 6.
Class 3, that's about age 8?
Yeah,
and then,
age 8. Yeah, all the way to age 12. Yes. Yes.
So the perpetrator is somebody that was known to you. Like, I mean, in most of these cases, the perpetrator is always somebody who's known.
Very much known to me, yeah.
So how close were you with the perpetrator?
The perpetrator was a family friend. Somebody who was very close to my dad and my mom, you know. I were to go to person. There's somebody that if I was to meet you today and I'm with him, I would introduce him as uncle. You know, when you can introduce somebody to your to your friends or colleagues as uncle, then it has to be somebody who's really close to you.
Yeah, very close to you.
Yeah.
So what was his role in your life? His day-to-day role in your life? Is he somebody you would see every day?
He's somebody, I'd say he's somebody I would see every day. Okay, not every day per se. But when this happened, when the child, when the sexual violation happened, my mom was held up. My dad was sick, so my mom was taking care of my dad in hospital, and my elder siblings were in school. So at some point, somebody needed to be taking care of me, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes I'd go to church, and then he had a car, so he would be tasked with bringing me back home.
Okay.
And so we never got home. He would take me to there's an unfinished building somewhere near church. So he would take me there and do the deed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So his home was the proximity to your house? Were you like neighbors, or it was
not neighbors? It was actually like on the extreme opposite. So coming from church, he had to be going north, and we come south. But now he did he did the act closer to my home.
Okay.
Looking back, I think he chose that location because nobody would really question, you know. You see, if somebody sees me going to an opposite direction when I'm supposed to be going to the side, then they would, you know, where are you going?
Where are you going with this child?
With this child at this time, yeah. So he would pick me and bring me towards home.
Did it occur to you that he was molesting you, abusing you sexually?
Not really. It did not. I didn't even know the name of what he was doing to me. I knew it was tabia mbaya, you know. Yeah.
Oh, you knew it was tabia mbaya?
It was tabia mbaya.
It's not allowed.
Yeah, actually, I knew it was tabia mbaya in his third year. Of, you know, after now you go to the upper class 4, class 5, and people are starting to have boyfriends and girlfriends.
Talk about sex.
Yeah, sex. And that's when I knew it's tabia mbaya. But before that, I did not share with anyone because all I knew is he was causing me pain and he was threatening me not to open my mouth, you know.
And tell anybody.
And tell anybody, because if I tried, he was going to kill me. You know?
Yeah, I know, because usually sexual violence, it doesn't occur, like most forms of abuse, it doesn't occur in isolation.
No.
So you're usually looking at a lot of emotional manipulation, a lot of instillment of fear into the victim, so that they maintain that long-term secrecy and not have people know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, so so the first time it happened, I know this is a difficult place to delve into, but I'm just wondering, like, the first time that it started, how did you go home feeling about it? Did he drop you all the way home?
I remember the first time after that, after he finished, I bled, and he told me to stand up. He knew, it's like he had planned, because I don't know where he got a bottle of water from. Told me to clean myself, you know, like he was pouring water on.
Sprinkling water on you.
So clean myself, and then I finished cleaning myself, and I could not walk, you know, properly because of the pain. And he kept saying that.
And being such a young girl.
Yeah, being such a young girl. I was so young. You know, I didn't even have an idea of, like, how do I even tell somebody what is he doing? You know, I do not know the name of what he is. He's doing. So got into his car and he drove me somewhere near home.
And let you walk the rest of the way home?
Yeah, the rest of the way home. Of course, after do not tell. Yes. I was so fearful. This child is too young to comprehend, you know, like to
know all these sexual details.
Yeah, details. You need to really look into, really look into it.
Every year, millions of boys and girls all over the world face sexual abuse. Long-term abuse, like the kind Sheila experienced, can be the most difficult type of abuse for children, as it is linked to long-term emotional manipulation. Looking back, do you think that you displayed certain symptoms of an abused child that probably the people around you would have picked up on?
Yes. I was withdrawn. You see, I didn't really. I remember I would go to school, but I would never get to school because it reached a point that I did not trust any man.
So
I used
the
to
teachers
fear,
included?
Yeah, the teachers are male. My classmates are male. You know, So I would go close to school and then just disappear in the Napier grass plantation until 3 p.m. when I'm supposed to be going back home, and then I'd go back home. I was so fearful. Any loud bang, any an unannounced arrival, like maybe I'm sitting in class and the teacher walks in and I was facing behind. I would get so thrown off balance, so scared.
Yeah,
so scared.
So looking back, you feel like the people around you should have picked up on it.
Yeah, they should have picked up.
Do you feel like they failed you? Now, looking back, do you feel like they failed you?
I don't know. I don't even know.
You've not thought about it.
I've not thought about it because just the other day I was telling somebody that maybe if then we had what we have right now is community health volunteers who walk door to door and talk to people and talk to kids. Maybe if we had them, you know, these community health volunteers, they mentor, I think they called mentor mothers and something like that. then things would have been different. Somebody, it was easy approaching a total stranger, because this person kept on telling me that if you tell somebody, I'll kill you and I'll kill that.
The person in authority, your parent in this case.
Yes. So I was scared for my life, and also scared for my mom and my dad.
In your child mind, that threat seemed so valid. Like you didn't go deeper into it and deconstruct it and you probably write it off as
Yes.
So is that what was that the biggest barrier for you in speaking up?
Yeah, that was barrier 1. Barrier 2 was when I remember a teacher noticed I did a composition. We're now going to class 4, and we were told to write about the day I'll never forget. So I wrote about this ordeal, and this teacher called and said that this child is too young to comprehend, like to
know all these sexual details.
Yeah, details. You need to really look into, really look into it.
I'm glad the teacher flagged that.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a very serious red flag.
Yeah.
So, but any other barrier probably within the home? What was the home like?
Within the home, I remember I told my mom that I am itching, like I'm not okay. And she said that she just said that, hey, Amma, you're doing
bad manners. They used to call it bad manners.
They said, no, I remembered his words. Like, do not tell anyone. No, I'm not doing any bad manners. Yeah. So
and in her head, you're probably just doing bad manners with a peer, maybe just messing up.
So she just treated me. I remember she got me something. I think those were pessaries.
She got you what? Sorry?
Pessaries, they're candied. Is it candied? Candied, something. And so I was treated, and that went like that. So,
she didn't go behind the cause of what was happening.
Yeah, but I think also that was now around the time that I had just lost my dad. And
I see how she would have missed it. But I also see how as a child you can wish that they caught it and maybe helps you navigate the whole issue. The last-born daughter of loving parents, Sheila's childhood was mostly calm and loving until the fun was abruptly cut short. Your siblings, growing up, how did they react to the news when you finally broke the news to them?
My siblings are quiet. They're just not the people who I'm the chatterbox of the family. Yeah. So my siblings are generally quiet people. See, I'm a last born, and last borns are known to be lazy bums. Like we do nothing in the house. So just go home and get inside I used to share a bed with my mom, so get inside my mom's bed and sleep and not tell anyone because the pain was too much. I believe that it bothered them. Because for some time my elder sister would talk about it, touch on it, kidogo. She was very angry about it. And the sister and another elder sister, like I have 2 elder sisters, the one I follow was also, this is not right. But they would touch on it a little, but those days it's even a taboo.
I know, because
because
here you are, you have this male figure that you have your younger sister and all
my older sisters. I'm the last one, and my brother. I know they felt the pain. They really wanted to know more, but they probably did not have the courage to face me and ask me, how did it happen,
So did it change the way you guys interacted?
Not really. It never changed the way we interact.
Not before, not after?
Not before. I think it happened when I was young. They were away, and then they come back and life. I'm the one who lives with the burden. Like there are times I wake up and I don't want to talk to anyone because these are my siblings. I have to talk to them.
Tough it up.
I just have to, I don't know. I don't even know how to put it in words. But the burden is with me.
Yeah.
For them, I do not know really how they felt about the entire thing.
Did they?
But our relationship is just normal. We are close. It's a close knit.
Did they at some point go out on your behalf, maybe try to seek justice, try to find the man in anger?
I am not so sure. Maybe my brother. But then he also does his things, chini ya maji. Yeah, you'll just hear later that, your brother threatened me. Yeah, like
you wouldn't know when it happened,
or how it happened. I'm like,
There is the issue of child grooming that usually comes up in most of the cases of child sexual abuse, where before your abuser does the actual physical act, they get into your head as a child. Did they do that, looking back? Did they do that to you?
No.
Probably trying to expose you to a lot of private material, sexual material beforehand,
No.
or bringing up sex.
That was like, looking back, I'd say, being a Christian, I'd say like, one day he just saw me and he was possessed and said like, I'm going to do this today. He did not groom me. No, he did not. It just, yeah.
It just,
it
just happened.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, speaking up and seeking help, because I mean, for us to be here today, it means the bubble broke.
Yes.
At some point.
Yes.
When did this happen?
This happened later, much later in life. When I got a bit older, in class 6, after the death of my father, I started becoming close to my mom. I was, gradually like building a relationship
With her?
Yeah, with her. I was so close to her. And then I also I was just suffering from something I had never. I was suffering from ulcers. And I was taken to a pediatrician at a hospital in one of the towns near where we lived. And he said that this child is suffering from ulcers. But she's too young to suffer from.
Such an illness.
From such an illness. There must be something triggered. Something is not right somewhere. But once again, nothing much was done. Nothing much was done towards finding out what could be triggered. They just decided to focus on
the ulcers and treat the ulcers.
So we treated it until I got to high school. I got so sick that I had to kind of temporarily drop out of school.
Because of the ulcers?
I was always sick and always out of class. Also, because I just did not like men. Yeah, so anything.
Yeah, men triggered you.
Yeah, just triggered me. 1 minute, I'm okay, then another minute. Now I'm at an age where people are going to ask you to be their girlfriends and stuff like that. 1 minute, I'm okay with it. I remember I even had a boyfriend when I cleared class 8. And then the next minute, I'm like, no.
Broke up with him.
Yeah, this is not what I want.
So at that point, you were already developing some reaction to the trauma.
To the trauma, yes. So I got so sick, and they had to do what is called hypnosis. There was this doctor that was so close to me.
Hypnosis is usually a last resort treatment. So at that point, they were doing hypnosis. I imagine you had gone through all the ropes of treatment, medication.
And I was not getting well. So this doctor just did the hypnosis. I mean, I don't know how they did it behind. They just did it, minus my mom's knowledge. I was in hospital because my mom would come to the hospital. I was admitted now at that point. So she'd come to the hospital, take care of me, and then go at night, then go to work during the day. Yeah, so it just reached a point, and the doctor was like, Sheila, there's something that you're not telling us.
Disclosing.
What is it? Yeah.
Your body is telling us otherwise.
What is going on? I was so sick. And I stuck to nothing. At this point, I already knew that what was done to me was wrong. But the embarrassment of
abusers are very good at that. They make you complicit in your own abuse. They get into your head and make you complicit in your abuse. So it feels like it's your problem, it's your fault. You probably seduced them, but you're just an 8-year-old.
Or maybe did not dress well. So I was so ashamed of my past. I didn't really know how to share this to anyone. So I think that is the point they now got to the hypnosis point and everything, like I said.
So your mom, how does your mom get into the whole story now afterwards? And what was her reaction?
She was called to the hospital, so she came and she was told this is what has been going on. And she got so emotional, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember she was kind of confused. I cannot really explain what she was going through mentally and emotionally, but she was in disbelief. And my journey to recovery started at that point. Her being a Christian, she encouraged me to, just pray, just let it go, just pray, just, So she kept talking to me. She became closer, much, much closer to me. I don't know what is going on in her mind, but she probably, maybe all the attention that she did not give me then, she decided to
flood you with it.
Yeah, flood me with it. Yeah. So up to this point, she's somebody who, if I get her missed call, I have to
call her back.
Because if I don't call, she'll give me like.
I see where she can come from as a parent.
Yeah.
Because you feel some of the feelings that characterize such scenarios is as a parent you feel like I did not protect my daughter. Whether it's true or not, it's a feeling that usually comes for them. I didn't protect my daughter. I didn't take care of them when they needed me the most. And this has been happening for so long and I didn't know. So how do I make up for it? How do I ensure they feel loved and cared for and safe and probably not let anybody hurt them?
There's a way that it degenerated to mental illness. So I felt like I'm on my own. No one likes me. I'm trying to like people, but they're not liking me back. Maybe because they've heard or they know. The shame. Yeah, the shame. Yeah. So the love, the attention I got from my mom really helped me recover.
But what I know is speaking up in itself is the beginning of a healing journey. But before you speak up, I believe that you feel so holed up, tied up, and then when you speak up, you feel like, do you feel like a sigh of relief? Like, oh, finally, I don't have to hold this to myself.
I don't have to hold it back anymore. Yes.
So those feelings came rushing out.
Yeah, came rushing out, and I felt like I finally did it. It was kind of victory. For me, speaking out and continuous speaking about my experience has played a big role in my mental health,
healing,
my healing, my healing journey.
The perpetrator, where are they now?
Somewhere. They're still alive
in the world, living their lives with a family. Not paying for their actions. No. Got away with it fair and clean.
Got away with it, are legally not paying action, but trust me.
Having a husband and children of her own now, hers has been a poignant journey of pain and overcoming, choosing to courageously face and heal her resulting trauma. And how's marriage like?
Well,
locally, in Swahili, I would ask you, marriage inakupeleka aje?
Inakupeleka aje? Married life is okay. Of course, we have our ups and downs. The days I get really angry, like I carry my anger from outside and come and project it on him. But living apart, like in different cities, has really helped. Also, you actually prefer the fact that he doesn't live around? Yeah, because that has given me time to fully recover and, figure him out. Yeah, so the married life is okay. We have a good understanding of each other. The days we can have major disagreements, but they're just things that to do with kids, maybe finances. Not things to do with my maybe sexuality or. Has
the past ever read its ugly head into your marriage? Because you mentioned before that you've had issues with the male gender. So has that past read its head into your marriage in certain ways?
The days that I don't want, as I told you, the days that I don't want to talk to anyone, like the whole ordeal plays, it kind of comes back to me. when I meet a trigger, when something triggers me. So he's normally like collateral damage. Because I'm just angry at anything and everyone, and anyone. I don't want to talk. I don't want to I just don't want to do anything. Most of the time I just lock myself into my bedroom and sleep. So in case tu apite hapo kidogo, ama niulize tu kakitu, if he's not around, then he becomes collateral damage.
Are you afraid of your husband?
No,
once in a while?
No.
You feel entirely safe?
Yeah, I feel entirely safe. He's given me the reason to really. He's very, very protective. Yeah. Very. So he's given me the reason.
He's made you feel secure as a man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that even if the PTSD comes back, but never in regard to him. Never in regards to him.
Of course, the trauma has given me. I still struggle with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I am so fearful.
You mentioned something about the way you dress every day when you leave home. Yeah, about always feeling like you always need to be ready.
Yeah, so that is now the fearful bit. Because I always feel like, something is about to, what if something happens? Am I ready to face it? I'm always walking around with bottles of, soda, just weapons of distraction, just in case someone attacks me.
So that you can always fight back.
Yeah. I have, I have an extra change of clothes at all times.
Why an extra change of clothes?
It's the fear of unknown, basically. Yeah, so those are some of the things that I'm struggling with.
So Sheila, you're married now, right? So before you met your husband, how did the trauma inform your dating life? Especially in your 20s.
In my 20s, I get bored so fast. Just if I see anything in you that reminds me of that person, then that's the end of the relationship. So I'd get bored and I'm done. I don't think this is working anymore. Then the other thing is I was giving way too much, to a point that you get into a relationship alone. You're struggling to keep the relationship going, and yet the other person
does not reciprocate.
Yeah, reciprocate. They're out.
Because what I've always seen, even from my own experience, is sometimes what happens is you get into relationships, and sometimes you won't even choose the people that are good for you in the first place. And people who've been through any form of abuse before tend to be very susceptible to even more abuse in adulthood, because you don't have boundaries, you don't know where to draw the line, you just you're navigating. I don't know if you relate with what I'm saying. So sometimes you tend to attract the wrong man, people who probably just want to use you, or people who are avoidant. People who don't want to invest in the relationship, because I don't know. You have an experience with that?
I have. Of course, I've experienced all that. I've experienced people who that what I say, you in a relationship alone. They don't really want to let you go because they're benefiting from the small things that you bring into the relationship, but they don't really appreciate you
for who you are,
and you're just here hoping that they're going to change. So I've experienced that.
What are you doing differently as a parent? To make sure that your children are safer. What are you doing different? Are you doing anything differently?
Yeah, I'm doing everything. Not everything, but a whole lot of things. differently. Number one, something like sex education. I'm having that conversation with my 4-year-old and 2-year-old.
It's very, very important.
So I always tell them, that no one should touch your wee-wee, no one should chum you apart from mommy, and daddy. No one should, you should not go out of the gate with anyone apart from mommy or daddy.
So you make them feel very free talking to you and tell you about
telling me, So we talk about, so when I come back, maybe it's also PTSD. I always want to find out, are you okay? Did someone touch you? Did somebody? So my youngest son is so talkative, so he'll tell me, hey mommy, nani aliniangalia na macho mbaya. So you see, I really appreciate the fact that he can report even the tiniest of
bits of information.
Yeah.
I think it's very important, and I think it's a very wise step for a parent to take, to ensure that even if the child fails to speak up, that they can physically see any effects of abuse on the child. The dedicated and committed volunteer of the Kenya Red Cross Society now spends most of her time and resources in offering support and safe spaces to victims of sexual and gender-based violence.
Before relocating to Kisumu, I used to live in Ongata Rongai in Nairobi. I had a big house that I later changed into a safe space for victims of sexual and gender-based violence. So I would have people call me. It was a safe place, actually, not for just victims of sexual and gender-based violence. Even for people who are just you know,
okay.
Yeah, and they're ladies, and I feel like, oh my, she's so vulnerable. I would host them at my house. Yeah, so I did this for quite some time. Like, I hear a story, I go, I follow up. You know the way you hear, hey, somebody, udakutu ya wa mama, you go and somebody is talking about, hey, somebody, so and so was beaten by the husband, or so and so was raped by someone, and they are at this hospital, or they don't really say where they are. So I would follow up and, oh, I saw you post about a story. What's up? Like, where is the person? Where's the lady? You know, where's the child? So I would follow up, and first of all, for me, it's normally evacuation. Like, are you okay?
Get them out of the place.
Let me get you out of danger first. Do you feel safe in this place? No. So let's get you out first. So I'd get them out, and let me go to. Of course, normally getting out is before medical care or after, depending on the kind of abuse and the abuser. So I would get them to my house. Sometimes I just take them to my house and I don't even know what I'm going to do with them, you know.
Or even what they're going to wear, or how they're going to feed.
So I just go with them and then figure out, you know, later. So I had to go and figure out, you know, how to extra income. I would go do laundry for people, you know, just to get that extra shilling to come and
cater for them.
And until the time I got married, and I had to relocate to Kisumu. It was not easy having strangers now in your matrimonial home, introducing them to your children.
It also poses a second risk to your children.
To my children.
And having so many strange people around.
So I had to stop. Now that I'm in Kisumu, I do not have a safe space anymore. It's something that I am thinking about. A place that is away from my kids.
A dream of yours.
Yeah, it's just a dream of mine. But I still do the psychosocial bit. That is the counseling. You know, I just hold their hands emotionally and mentally, walk with them. You know, introduce them to people who will help them get justice or help them get medical care, because we have extreme cases that need reconstructive surgeries because of fistula, you know. Yeah, that is as a result of sexual violence. You know, we have those ones who end up with clots in the brain as a result of domestic violence, and they need to go to the hospital. They don't know who to talk to. So I try. If you look at my car, I always have just medical things, you know.
In the boot.
In the boot.
Mama dawa.
I have Mama dawa. You know, I have just things that the hospital might need, because maybe you go to the hospital and they tell you go and buy this and this and this. And this person is so vulnerable. They don't have a place to go. They don't have a place to get the money. They have probably left whatever place they were in with just their clothes, you know.
So they need all manner of support.
They are all manner of support. So that is what I do right now. So basically, if I am not at Jaramogi, if I'm not at Jaramogi or the casualty trying to support, you know, offer first aid and psychosocial support, then you'd find me probably at Kondele at the gender-based desk, trying to help someone get justice.
That is Kondele Police Station.
Kondele Police Station. That is the only place, at least I know I have a rapport, you know. or I'm traveling somewhere trying to settle someone, you know. For example, I meet you and you're a victim of gender-based violence and you're not safe. Your parents have said marriage ni kuvumilia, you know.
Even if you're dying.
Yeah, even if you're dying, and probably you're the breadwinner, all your siblings depend on you, and this person is threatening to kill you. They have beaten you blue and black, and you're really tired, you need to leave. I'll hold your hand, and through my network of friends, find you a safe home, you know, to temporarily
stay and
recover as you figure yourself out.
Probably you can give us information on how to seek help, quick hotlines, places to go. I'm abused today. Where do I start? Who do I go to?
Yeah, if you're sexually or physically abused, whether male or female, in Kisumu, the safest place for you, the first place for you is Jaramogi or Ngugi Teaching and Referral Hospital. They have a gender-based violence recovery center. And from there, then they will link you to a doctor who will also probably link you to a lawyer who will be able to help. And I believe FIDA also does something about sexual and gender-based violence. Yeah, but number one stop is Jaramogi.
Run to Jaramogi.
Jaramogi for me. And if you're not really, the people who are not really comfortable with, you're too ashamed of yourself that you don't have the courage to face the world, like to tell anyone that this is what happened to me, or you're probably locked up in the house. Your abuser does not give you an opportunity to go out and talk to anyone. If you can get hold of a phone, and Kenya Red Cross has a toll-free line, you can always call. You know, it's a counseling line, but you can call that line and get help. It's toll-free. 1199 1199.
1199. Call
Yes.
Red Cross.
Kenya Red Cross. So they should be able to get you help.
Okay, Sheila. I'm so proud of you for coming on to tell your story. Thank you very much also for the work that you're doing for the survivors. Holding the hands of women, I think that is usually the most important bit after the very difficult experience that some of these people have to go to. So I'm just proud of you. And of course, I'm very proud of you for standing up, telling your story.
Thank you so much.
Having a platform on your wall, speaking up to women and demystifying all the shrouds and the taboo around the discussion of some of these very difficult topics. So thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Okay.
What a courageous story of bravery and overcoming. There are two forms of courage in this world. One that demands we jump into action with our armor on, and the other that demands that we strip ourselves bare naked and surrender. Bravery is a very curious thing. Until next time, this is the Joanne R Show.